everybody, it's Gail here, just setting up. I'm giving a couple of minutes. It was 10 a.m. Ebony, it is 10 a.m. now. I'm sure it's 10 a.m. Yeah, it's 10 a.m. I just set it up a little bit early, a couple of minutes earlier, just to test it to make sure it was still working from the other day. Hi Denise from USA, Virginia. What time is it there? Must be about 6 o'clock. Yeah, Ebony, daylight saving time, darling. Did I catch you just waking up and having your first coffee? Alright, we'll start in a minute. Just give a few more people time to pop in. Yeah, I thought it was about 6 p.m. in America, part of America. Alright, well so far this morning, I now have 337 members in this group around the world, so it's really hard to pick a specific time that suits everybody, which is the beauty of Facebook Live is you can watch the replay later. I know it's not the same as doing it live, but if you're just looking for the techniques or the card designs, you've still got the information there. Alright, well, give it another minute and then we'll get started. This one shouldn't take too long unless I muck it up like I did yesterday. The language that was coming out of my mouth because there was one particular card I couldn't get right. I was so frustrated. I should have walked away, but being a Taurus, I'm bullheaded and I persevered until I got it right. Alright, just let me go check my computer. Alright, we'll get started. Everyone else can catch up when they can. Alright, this is called the split... what was it called again? The split negative technique. Now the cards that I made, which I can't find, here we go. Alright, these were the original cards that I found that I made at the beginning of last year. So this was the one that actually won out the poll of designs that you would like to see this week. Now, because I made them so long ago, and I've made squillions of cards in between, I couldn't remember how I made them. I couldn't even remember what the technique was called, so I had to go and Google it until I found something that was similar, and I went, oh, that's right, that's what it was. The cards I've done are similar, but I've actually thrown in a few other things that I picked up while I was Googling. Hi, Fran! Alright, so we'll get started. So, split negative technique. Alright, I've made 4 cards. I'll take you through a couple of different ways I did it. I like to find the easy way to do things. So, this is what I've done. Alright, let's start with card number 1. Alright, card number 1. Split negative. Black on white, white on black. Very, very, very simple technique. And the best part is you get to make 2 cards out of the one. I just tried a different colour for that one. So that's the black on the white and the white on the black. Very, very simple. I've started this one. I've just used the stitched rectangles. If you're wanting to do a half and half, it's best to trim your cardstock so it's equal. So 3 inches, cut at 1.5. 4 inches, cut at 2. Stick with whole numbers and it's going to make it a lot easier to chop it up. So that was the first card. So I'll show you how I did that. And I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus because I didn't have this last year when I made the original ones. But having this makes it so much easier. So I've cut like a little right angle frame just out of some scrap paper. It's a crushed curry, it's colour I don't like. Just to make it easier to line up my pieces. Alright, so it's just right angle, and I've just carefully die cut another stitch rectangle out of a bigger piece. I've actually got some other different sizes here. I just went a bit crazy and cut all different sizes. Alright, red rubber stamp, so we don't need the mat in the middle. And I've actually used, oh dear, I'm glad you can't see me on camera today because I look like crap. I've got no energy. I had a horrible night's sleep. I used the new Celebration Corner Bouquet. Remember, this was the stamp set I actually ordered 2 of by accident. And I thought that would make a good feature because for this technique, you really need a nice big large stamp. So I've used the little corner, the bigger of the corner in the Corner Bouquet set. And you'll notice I've zoomed the camera in a bit, so everything's a little bit closer this time. Alright, so use your corner. Oh, these are so strong. And I'm just going to anchor that down. And pop our stamp on. Alright, so we've got one. Now, this one, I've actually used our retired black embossing powder and white embossing powder. And I'll take you through another way to do this without using the black. So, what we do is we stamp one, make sure we do our buddy, which is what I forgot to do a couple of times yesterday, which is why one of the cards took me 5 attempts to make. Get our embossing powders ready. Alright, which I probably should have done. Alright, and I hope I don't spill embossing powder everywhere. Right, so the first one, that's about right. So we're going to ink up. Now normally I don't pick up the ink pad. I always tell my girls do not let the ink pad leave the table because you take the risk of dropping it. But with this you don't have a choice. Alright, so first one. Now this is where you've got to remember what you're doing, which is, I must have been in a horrible mood yesterday because I kept stuffing it up. Alright, so there's your first one. So this one's going to be the black on the white. So I'm going to bring that in. And this is all the black I've got left. And I can't work out why Stampin' Up! Got rid of black. Because it's great for embossing. Gives you a really nice super image. Alright, so there's one whole piece done with the black and a little bit there. Alright, that's that one. So then we grab the black piece. I thought there was 2 there. The black one, put the magnet there and do the exact same thing. And I know I should have a stamp pad under there, a stamp box. Oops, didn't do the buddy again. See what I mean? This is what I did yesterday. I got so excited, I got ahead of myself. Alright, now you've got to make sure that your images are in exactly the same spot. Alright, and careful not to put your fingers over it. And then we'll bring the... Oops, see, I nearly did it again. Yeah, got to concentrate. This is why I had so many samples flying all over the place yesterday. Alright, and then you have a white one. I didn't prepare any of these earlier, so persevere while I heat set these. Which I probably should have had them ready, but... Come on. There we go. Some people heat from underneath. I can't see the difference myself. I just heat it and hope it melts. Right, one. Da-di-da-da-da-da-da. Da-di-da. Alright. Alright, we'll just move that out of the way, because we will be using that again. Alright. Then we have the two pieces. And then we grab a trimmer. Now I use my grid paper just to measure these, and if I turn it over, because I'm not an inches person, whoop, there we go, inches. I'm sorry, I'm not a centimetres person, I'm an inches. Alright, so I measured it and it was almost on 3 inches wide. I grabbed the trimmer, so I went to 1.5. Trim that one. And trim that one. I think you know where I'm going with this. Alright, so then you have a black and a white which line up perfectly because you use the Stamparatus, and another black and a white one. Now the trick that I found, which was the easiest, was to die cut another one, or cut another piece exactly the same size and attach it to it. Alright, that way you've got a whole piece ready to go to do what you like with it. So black one. Now I'm not going to be making the cards for these, because there's only just sticking it to the card front really. But I'll just show you the techniques. Alright, so there's your spare card, and there's your piece already. So it's already mounted to another stitched rectangle, and that's ready to put on your card front. And I've gone crazy with those new, what are they called? Many Messages stamps from the new catalogue, and I think I die cut 3 lots of them, so I'm just using all those. I'm getting really lazy. So there's your first card, and there's your sample. And then you've got another one, you can make another card. So that was the first one, using embossing powder on both pieces. That's one way to do it. Alright, we'll do the next one. Alright, did you like that one? You're going to love this one, because this one I think is my favourite one. Ta-da! I saw the poppies, and I just went through all my stamps to find the stamp set that was the one that I wanted. You don't need a lot to add to this. I've just done the panel and just a greeting, and I've made it into a sympathy card, made it into a sympathy card. This one, sort of the same way, and we'll bring the Stamparatus back again. Alright, and I've cut these panels. Don't forget your card class sheet at the end. I'll post that, and it's got all the measurements in there. I cut extras because I thought I might make mistakes, so I've cut a couple of extras. So same thing, we just line up the piece on the right angle. I'm going to hold that there. Now this one is white embossing on the bottom and memento on the top. So it's just a different where'd the stamp go? Just using a different medium other than the black embossing powder, because some people might not have any of that left. Right, we're just going to put the stamp on it, and I hope that's straight. That looks straight. Yep, that looks straight. Alright, so we'll be doing the white heat embossing on that, so we need the buddy. And we need the Versamark. And down. Yeah, I don't know how I did the other ones. I couldn't remember how I made them, but I know I didn't have a Stamparatus at the time when I made those. Alright, so this one's the white one. And this is a piece that's 3 by 4. I think, if I remember. Alright, that looks really nice on that. Nice. You need really nice bright colours for this technique to work. Alright, now that's got Versamark on it, but that doesn't bother me. So I'm going to, while I've got that on there, I'm going to stamp the black one straight over the top. I don't mind if my stamps have got a bit of Versamark on them. Helps condition them. Alright, so we're doing exactly the same. And this one we're just using Memento. Beautiful. Alright. Take that one off because we finished with that one. Alright, let's heat set the one little dot there. It's not going to come off. Alright, let's heat set this. So there's our Memento one. Once again, this was 3 by 4. I actually trimmed them both at the same time, just so I knew I had them trimmed properly. You don't have to do that. 1.5. Whoop. Actually, when I trimmed the pieces, I trimmed them together, so I knew they were exactly the same size, although that doesn't quite look it. Alright, chop them in half. And the same thing. Grab another panel that's the same size, 3 by 4. Whoops. And then we just attach them. And you can do these in any colour. So if you don't like the bright red, you can make them any colour you like. I've tried a couple of other ones, and I'll show you my other ones that I didn't really like. It just needs to pop, and I think with lighter colours it just doesn't do that. Alright, and then you've got it for another card. Like I've done there, I had a bit of spill there. And then I just grabbed my blender pen, my real red light, and I just picked a couple of flowers to colour in. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just picked a couple of flowers. And I think that just really makes it stand out by colouring a couple of flowers. Yeah. You know I'm no great colourer. And there's card number 2. Alright, so we just used Memento on that side, and we're still using the white heat embossing. Whoop. Alright, and you've got enough for another card. So that was the second one, using Memento instead of the black embossing powder, which we don't sell anymore. But we probably all still have it in our stash. Alright, let's get to the wow card. Alright, card number 3. Ta-da! I went with my favourite. I went with Night of Navy and white. And I've used the Forever Blossoms stamp set and dies, because I wanted a really nice big flower on that. And I've used that's the last of my gold ribbon. And once again, another one of those greetings or sentiments from the mini messages set. Alright, so this one, once again, pretty much the same way, but we're going to use the Night of Navy. What am I bringing that over for? Okay. Alright, so that card there. Oh, we'll start with the blue one. Once again, using my little right angle to hold it in place. And willy-nilly just pop the stamp down. That looks about right. Alright, remember the buddy. Always remember the buddy, especially when you're using such dark colours. And I've actually got a hole in the bottom of mine. I was too lazy to sew it up, so I've just put a bulldog clip on it to stop the powder coming out. Alright, so this one's going to be white, so Versamark. This one. Remember, try not to get your fingers all over it, so you don't transfer the oil in your fingers. I should have a helper here doing all the embossing while I'm continuing. Alright, so that's that one. And then we grab the white panel. And where'd my magnet go? There. Grab the white panel. And I just put that right over the Versamark. I don't bother cleaning it. Now this is really juicy, so I'm just being a bit careful with this. Beautiful, look at that. Oh, I love this stamp and I love that Night of Navy. Alright, so we don't need to do anything with that. And I'll just get rid of my... I just run them under the tap. Any of those dark colours, I'm not going to ruin one of my cleaning tools. I just run them under the tap and leave them to dry. That was the last one. Alright, let's heat set. Let's heat set this. Oh, burning finger. Alright, once again we have the two panels. I have that one. And that was the other one left over. So you got two cards there, ready to go. Now this one I think I trimmed it at, whoops, throwing things over the floor. I trimmed them both at 1.5. That was 3 3/4 by 5. And I just trimmed both of them together. You can do any size you like. I just sort of wanted one narrow and the other one a bit wider. Trim. And there you have the two panels. Alright, once again, attach them to, I got the glue on the floor, hang on. I just attach them to a panel that's exactly the same size, and the sizes are all written in your handout. One of each, and this one is really striking. I love this one, and this one you could do in any colours as well. Do them all in any colours. Alright, line it up. If it's not quite square, just trim a bit off it. Alright, and there you have Night of Navy and white. Isn't that just so divine? And then I just die cut, white embossed a couple of the flowers on Night of Navy and just added them in there, and the twine. And that's all you need. Isn't that just so beautiful? And you've got another one, the opposite. And now I've got another one. So I might actually send these out. I might give these away as a competition. That might be an idea. I end up with so many cards. Alright, so that's that one. Now the last one I did it a little bit different. Oh, let me grab it. Alright. This one, we're still using the same stamp set. We're still using Night of Navy and Whisper White. This one I've cut into 3 panels. because it's embossing all the way across, I did it a little bit of a different way. I wasn't going to put all these in the Stamparatus. So I kind of, not cheated, but I thought this is a much easier way to do it. So I just put all my pieces together, and surprisingly they stayed together. Let's hope they do today. If not, just put a bit of removable tape on the back to hold them in place. I've now got ink on that, so I'll clean it. You could probably still use the Stamparatus. Maybe we'll try that. I didn't try this yesterday, but if you want to keep it in position, we'll try this. Alright, so maybe just line up your pieces on there. No, it's not going to work because I need to stamp over there. Alright, that one's not going to work because I stamped off it. Alright, so line them up. And that's 1 inch, 2 1/4 and 1 inch, I think. 1 3/4. No, 1 3/4 and 2 1 inch strips. Alright, this worked beautifully yesterday. Alright, so just line them all up. Where's that stamp gone? I'll just clean all the Night of Navy off that. Although it doesn't really matter because we're going to be putting embossing powder on it. I didn't have a block ready. Oh dear. Alright. Let's dry it a bit. Alright, line them up. And we're going to Versamark. And I didn't do the buddy. Nobody told me. You're supposed to tell me when I don't do something. Oh, then I moved it. Alright, we'll try a little bit of... I just need a little bit of removable tape on the back. And hope it's going to stick. I did it yesterday easily, first time. I bet you now I won't be able to do it. Alright, put that buddy over again because some fingers on it. Alright, so this one, I just kind of went across that one. And across the bottom. So both pieces, all 3 pieces are done together. This is where I mucked up yesterday. I was picking up the wrong pieces and putting it in the wrong embossing powder. So this one is white. Oh, and I got a smudge on it. How do I do that? Oh, fix that. Got a teeny tiny little brush. It's probably because I put my fingers all over it. Alright, there's the white one. And I went gold with this one. I've got to remember where the... Yep, I got a bit of smudge on that one. One. And the other one. And that's all 3 done. Alright, we'll heat set those. Nearly done. Okay, I think that's done. Alright, so we have our 3 pieces and we're going to try and match them up. Is that one? Nope, that's not that one. Jigsaw puzzle it back together. Hey, once again, another piece the exact same size. And we just glue it all on. So you could make a bunch of these ready to go. Alright, so what am I doing? What's that one? Center panel in. And whoop, and the last one. And there's the last card. Alright, then whoops. Then all I did was I mounted it on some gold foil, or attached it to some gold foil, some gold on Night of Navy for the little flowers, and just some pearls in the centre. Not too much, because you don't want to take away the effect of that split negative effect. Alright, that's a bit, that probably needs trimming a bit, it's gone over a bit there. So that was the 4th card. Now I did have a play with another design which I didn't like, but I'll show you because it's only fair that you see when I make things that I don't like. Whoops. Let's have a look. I tried a diagonal one. I tried a triangle one, and I tried doing it with different colours, and I just, one of the stitch rectangles, and I just diagonally chopped it up. I thought that was, actually in my mind that was going to look really nice, but I didn't like it. But just to show you, it doesn't have to be a square. You can do shapes. Circle would be pretty hard to do because you want to be able to chop it up in equal portions. But that was another one that I made, and I chucked that one because I didn't like it. So let's have a look. Now what we have the 2 nice Night of Navy ones. We've got all these leftover pieces. We've got the pretty real red one with the poppies on it, plus lots of leftover pieces to make more. And we've got the black and white heat embossing with lots of pieces to make more. Oh, there's lots of spares. So there's the 4 cards for today. That's actually my favourite, and that one. That one I probably don't really like the gold flowers on that one, but and just added a little bit of ribbon, a little bit of twine, a bit of thread. You could probably add something around the base of that. I've just trimmed a piece and just embossed it. And if you can see that with my famous subtle embossing folder. But there's really not a lot that you need to do because the technique is the effect that this split negative technique has. Alright, that's all I have for today. I'm just going to quickly go over and check my messages and see if anyone's got a question before I sign off. Let's have a look. Alright, Margie, yes, you could emboss them after, absolutely. I've actually mounted all these pieces on Whisper White Thick, and I've used Whisper White Thick everywhere. If you are going to run it through the embossing folder, I'd probably mount it onto just plain Whisper White, which is a bit thinner. Otherwise, it'll be too thick and you'll get too deep an impression in the panel. And Ebony asked me, am I not worried about the Versamark on my stamps? No, because I think it keeps it conditioned. And I actually find sometimes that they're very sticky. So if I have Versamark and then I ink over the top with, say, a juicy Night of Navy, it doesn't stick to the cardstock. And because I was embossing anyway, the colour of the ink won't matter because you're going to emboss over the top of it. And Versamark dries very quickly, and a lot of people use Versamark for watermarking. So you would, for a nice dark colour like the Night of Navy or the black, you'd just put, hang on, I've got a bit here. Let's have a look. Oh, where's my, I don't know if you can see this. Versamark is perfect for watermarking. So if you just wanted, you just ink up your stamp, put it on your panel. Alright, and I don't know if that's actually going to show up. It's not really going to show up on that one. No, it's not showing up on that one. Let's try a black panel. I have used it before as background. My ink pad may need re-inking. No, it's not showing up today, is it? I have used it. It works on crumb cake, I know that. I had a bit of crumb cake here. Try it on the crumb cake. Whoop, what am I doing? Maybe it works on the lighter colours, not the darker colours. Well, you probably can't see that, but it is showing up. I think my Versamark needs re-inking because normally you can see a nice shadow effect on that. But I have used Versamark for highlighting, just for background stamping. Alright, that's all I have for you today. No more messages. I'll just have one last check before I sign off. No. Alright, no more questions, no messages, just lots of people saying hi. Alright, I will publish the handout. The handout's just a reference for you to... Okay, Ebony says, sorry, not the stamps. Once you have stamped the image, the residue on the cards. Once you have stamped the image, the residue on the card... No, it dries. It absorbs into the cardstock. Versamark, it's just like our ink pads. It'll absorb into the cardstock. With Versamark, when you heat embossing, you do have to put the powder on straight away. You can't just use Versamark and then put it to the side. Use your Versamark, then put your powder on straight away because it will absorb into the paper. Is that what? Yep, she says, okay, thanks. All right, I've answered that question. Yeah, so there's no delay. It's a quick Versamark and then powder on top. All right, there's the cards. The handout sheet, I'll pop that in there now. It's just a product list and just the sizes that I've used. In case, you might want to reproduce it, or it takes me 5 minutes to do, so it's not a biggie. But that's it. Alright, I'm going to sign off now. I hope you enjoyed this technique. Love to see what you've come up with. Pick a nice big image. What do they call them? A big mandala. That would look really nice. We don't have any mandala stamps. So I just picked the biggest stamps that I could find that was still nice and delicate, that would show off the technique. Alright, I'm going now. Hello from Minnesota, Carol. I'm actually going now, Carol. You've jumped in at the end of my video, but that's alright, you can watch the replay. Alright guys, I'm going to go and I shall chat to you soon. I'm not sure what the next one will be. I might go back through my cards again. I got 7 boxes of cards, and would you believe I could not find those samples, these ones. I could not find them, and I actually went through every box again, because they're not in any order, of course, until I found them. And I found so many other cards that never made it to a class and never made it to a project or anything. So I might go through them again and see what else I can find and refresh my memory. Alright, I shall talk to you all later and keep you updated with what I'm doing. Bye! Bye! Bye, friend!